Of the new Sultan, Abdul Hamid II, it can safely be said that he was an improvement on his two predecessors. He was not, however, a great improvement. Having lost his Circassian mother at the age of 7, he was virtually ignored by his father Abdul Mazid and had retreated back into himself, totally without friends or even companionship. Cruel, scheming, and vindictive as a man, weak and vacillating as a ruler, with a morbid fear of assassination which dominated his life and kept his public appearances to the minimum, he hated Abdul Mazid's Dolman Baghze, with its exposed position on the shore of the Bosporus, creating for himself a whole new seraglio, a center of government and power behind the high and impenetrable walls of his park at Yildiz, high in the hills above. From here, this hunched and stooping figure, hook nosed, black bearded, and shallow skinned, always apparently cowering from some imagined attacker, spun his webs of intrigue, secretly received his regiments of spies and informers, and directed after a fashion his crumbling empire. Abdul Hamid was not, one would have thought, the type of ruler to present his people with a constitution. He was, however, astute enough to realize that if he did not go at least some way towards assuaging popular discontent, he might well become the third Sultan to lose his throne within that fateful year. He was also anxious to reassure the European delegates to the coming conference. After all, if it could now be seen that Turkey had a complete plan of her own for constitutional reform, what part was there for the powers to play? It was certainly no coincidence that the decree promulgating the new constitution was published on the very morning the conference opened, but the delegates, it need hardly be said, remained unconvinced. Even the leader of the British party, the Marquess of Salisbury, who, as Secretary of State for India in Disraeli's administration, might have been expected to share his chief's sympathies, made no attempt to conceal his disgust.